Ladies and gentlemen, world physical map. This is world physical map, and of course indicating this is North America, South America there, and then Africa, Europe, and Asia. Combinations of Australia, Australasia, and of course, if you'll see here, this is typically Sudan here. Okay, Sudan here on the world map. And the reasons of this copyright, the failure of these copyrights are minimal. There are quite a lot of reasons. This is how the map was set up, okay, ladies and gentlemen. If you see here on the Sudan map to East Africa, this is Uganda, this is DRC, this is Tanzania, this is Kenya, this is Somalia, this is Ethiopia, then Eritrea, this is Saudi Arabia, and then this is Egypt, this is Libya, this is Egypt, Libya, okay, and then this Chad, and then this Central Africa, and this is Sudan, okay. So we have a divisions by another guy, and the guy we terminate now the guy, okay. If we physically look here on the area, how we did determinations. This is how determinations was, and then if you look here, this is DRC, okay, this is Uganda, this is Tanzania, this is Kenya, and then this was the guy we terminated. We try to isolate the guy to the middle there, and then we issue record of employment here, and those record of employment is indicating totally, okay, and indicating totally. So if you briefly read from the introductions of the record of employment, this is the record of employment which we issue here for this particular guy, and that is record of employment. His termination, the termination of this guy here, and this is the record of employment to terminate South Sudan away from Ugandan border, DRC border, and then the Kenyan border, Ethiopian border as well, and then from Central Chad border. Okay, so this is the guy which we terminate. You can see there the guy is totally isolated to the middle there for that purpose. And if you look on the record of their record of employment as a Sudanese, they work from 2011 to 2022. That is the track of the employment they have, and for which we write to them. This is South Sudan middle. Okay, should no longer own the country in the East African community, should not own the country there. Okay, and then this is the president, and then should sign this agreement of the terminations, and then they must ensure they sign this termination agreement, and then they should date it here, they should sign it there, date it there, and then for which the office of Sudan will sign here, will date there, and then the East African communities will sign here, then they will date here. The chairman will sign here, then will date there, okay? The world chairman, if that's the one. And then fortunately, from this side of the South Sudan to terminate the guy, their area is here. They sign here, they date there, and then this is the signatures which is revealing that they will leave this area like this, as we saw here on the map. But now we're gonna leave this map like that, okay? This is to solve that problems and then to ensure people worldwide understand what we are planning. Okay, we draft this one here to get people attentions, and then to make them clearly that they understand this map. This is the training number one, and then this is how we draft the map. Now this is how our map gonna look. Okay, the Sudan map gonna look like this. Okay, this is what we have here. So no more South Sudan, and then you can see here, if you see here, this is last day he got fired. South Sudan is this guy here and got fired, and then you can see this is Uganda, this is Sudan, this is Kenya. As an observer to the individuals there. So the make more matter also was to for the DRC to have the peace talks, because this is the guy here, the obstacles which we as a foreigners, as an Sudanese or East African communities abroad, we are beating these guys thoroughly there. You can see we are using power and a lot of resource to beat the guy because he's messing our market there, messing the market. We make agreement all along. We have a lot of agreements. If you look here, we will explain for you the agreements. So briefly, that is about us here. Then briefly about us here. Briefly about us here. Okay, briefly about Asia, and then this is of course briefly about Asia. Uh, and then briefly about Asia, and then briefly about the Sudan here, and then briefly about those ones there, and then briefly about those ones. And then for Hassan Law Office, that is Hassan Law Office, and then this is Hassan Soap, and then we have also Hassan Soap, and then Hassan's Law is Hassan Lawyer Office. Okay, these logos will be used for Hassan Lawyer's Office, and then that is Hassan Lawyer Office logos, and then this is Hassan Soap logos, and then for which that is criteria, and then that is the Sudan map, and then this is the Sudan map. Then if you see here, this is what we are talking about here. So you see, for instance, the guy, we said the guy was a contract to addition to mortgages, even prices. If you see here, this is what people are now renting there in Uganda. We know in Uganda, such kind of a home, people are renting 10,000 per month in Uganda, and then in Kenya, roughly 331 shillings. And then if you change it to dollar, it's roughly $3.67. Okay, that is what they are renting there in Nairobi, Kampala. That is what they are renting. So now, if you look most currently now, they are talking about $18. From $3, they are now $18. That is the worst market there now. Because if you look, and then if now you go for this one, birthday cake, that is 1,000 K. So 1,000 K, that is roughly $14. So it's a lot of money, right? So if you see, that is a lot of money, and then there is nothing we can do as the people here. So our cases is to ensure, yeah, we reduce those market very well, okay, in the market. So if you look here, this is East Africa, this is African country, this is grass touch. Okay, monthly rate in there should be the community grass touch tokens. That is this much, less than 30 cents for grass touch. And that is roughly 800 Uganda shillings. That's roughly 26 shillings per month. And then if you go for this one, for constructed, semi-constructed one, and then you are cooking with charcoal bat, okay, it's roughly $1.83. Okay, that is roughly 5,000, and then that's that much there. Okay, you see the differences. And then now, if is addition, you're cooking with the stoves, that's the price here. And then that is 5 bedroom, 3 bedrooms. So that is what we know there. So you know, those guys, their criteria is like this. This is a men dress. So their standard we're explaining is like this. This is their choice. The guy's choice is like this. Let's go like this with this kind of luxuries. That is the South Sudan luxuries. The luxury is this much. They are saying they are very rich. They can buy roughly 2,800, this kind of things. And then we are enforcing we can buy this kind of product, the luxury like this for $17. And then this one here we can buy for me and the wife. We are looking at $37, and then for the guy that's roughly 2,000. So here, and all crazy things here. So if you understand these things, or you can go to our Instagram page or to Facebook page, you can look critically and look critically about these changes here, and then these changes in the present situations. Okay, changes that people mostly are facing the peoples around the East African communities, ladies and gentlemen. So if you configure it here, you can understand this termination here, which has been issued to addition to the Silva Kiir as the president. He say he's the president of South Sudan, not Sudan president. So he's manipulating and he's a mess to to the rest of the world. So he's taking the world no more. And we want this copyright policy here, which you are seeing here. This is how the map was designed since 1812. Okay, so we are enforcing this one here. We are the right people you should vote for, and then don't really argue with us in Howley, and then don't grab this one here. These orders we are saying here, don't use them as another opportunities to increase your rebellions toward spoiling the market, and then toward spoiling the rest of the world. So we are recognized number one in the world map. If you look here how we stand on the world map, and then how we coordinate ourselves, because the children which are down here in the equatorial regions, this is equatorial regions there. If I open you back, okay, if I open this area back here, equatorial region is where here. This is equatorial regions. The guys here, the normal come from here, from DRC here, and then the normal come from up here from Khartoum. And if you look here, we have those brown, those light-skinned children there, ladies and uh, boys of them there, ladies and gentlemen of them there around these regions here. You have Uganda, northern Uganda, western Uganda, okay, which is here, border to this area and then border to there. Okay, they come from here, and then if they come here from here, the pressure is from them here. Because they're here, they're feeling they want their copyrights, because they want their skin. The skin is reflecting their unifications here with the people up there. If you separate them, you don't want me to talk to any of my family members, and then how do you expect my feeling will be and my family feeling will be? So we have a certain agendas running internally, and then if you want, because we saw these cases, and then we refuse to solve the other cases which you designed here, and then that design is fake for us, so we don't use it very much. So we are by, and then we want is this 7 here to be implemented. So get us right, and then use the appropriate decision procedures when it comes to decision interminglings with the decision alongside these cases which we just communicated very clearly here, because let it not alter people very much, and then let it bear for you decision understanding. You understand that we work very hard, and then that copyright here we're enforcing is decision. We want that line to remain Sudan, and then if we are forcing it as Sudan, and then you are going there, you are fixing your territories of rebellions, because you've been two rebels, and you take the right people off, of course. Let's say this is example. If this one, the former president of Kenya walk out of the peace talk with the DRC this morning, and then how do you feel? He's feeling between the peace talks, because he feels he's the right copyright for East African communities. He's the right copyright for East African community. He served there as a copyright, and then he must be used as a copyright. The policy and the orders they issue there should be the copyright one. If they are not a copyright one, you are manipulating. You bring something, a business which is outside, and then you want to put them inside, and then they won't comply. Nobody complied, and then we're gonna cause another one, because we are forcing the copyright. This is a copyright. We are the right people. You should work for us, not we should work for you. You see, if you force us to work for you, you are rebel and you are forcing. But that is internally is a rebellism. You are rebellisms which we are working. And then we are fixing our territories the way we are fixing. So it's step by steps, one day and one night, we may celebrate. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, feel concise and then feel relaxed, and then that is the least we know we are trying, and then that is the least you should transform, and then don't just grab those rebels from anywhere to come and then call themselves on the YouTube social that for people and how if you see that delete the file. Okay, so let them not unauthorized. If they are unable to scratch themselves on the map, okay, if they cannot scratch that map again and then indicate themselves in the middle of Sudan, and then they are no longer the Sudanese there to be called even to Uganda, to be called even other countries. We want to relax that. So what we know is different. They must understand is different. That is the Sudan border. They should leave it to Uganda, to DRC, and then Central, and then Kenya, and then to Ethiopia. Okay, so vis-a-vis if they don't, and then that is the least. I don't know how they will be affected as we go, because record of employment also has been issued and then indicating that they are totally fired, you know, and then it may cost them a lot of different no money getting in as a salaries, no salaries, whatever they want to volunteer there with their ben issues, that is up to them, and then we don't care about it. Okay, so whoever willed, they can spoil this message and then by bragging again, that is up to them. You continues, and then we will continues. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, it's 18 really for 13 1301, and thereby me, Wayne Hassan, as is it all.